Humor in Yoga Vasishta. Yoga Vasishta is a challenging read because of its length, its setting in medieval India, and the subject matter itself, the nature of reality. It doesn't make the reading any lighter than Vasishta regularly describes people who believe in external reality as worse than beasts. He is dead serious about despising everything the world has to offer, yet there is also humor in Yoga Vasishta. Book 3 has the story of men in a desert, alternating among beating themselves, falling into pits, and jumping into thorny thickets. Even Vasishta recognizes humor. He says, "Now, Rama, listen as I tell you the story of the false and fanciful man. It is pleasant to hear and quite ludicrous and laughable from first to last. It is the parable of the blockhead who imagines a home for himself, from where he can rule his empire that is a void. Of course it is a story about us." Some humor is in the wordplay. Mitra, in his translation, notes the use of alliteration in the original Sanskrit descriptions of battle. The whole of this chapter abounds in onomatopoeian alliterations and is more a play upon words than display of sense. However, it is interesting for these jingling words and for the names of the weapons in use among the ancients. This is in chapter 165 in book 6, part 2, is obviously a wordplay on daydreams and sleep dreams. The story of Gadi includes citizens using the royal elephant to choose their next king. Vasishta seems to enjoy the situation. "The royal elephant was employed as a jeweler to select the best gem to be placed on the royal throne," he says. Some of the humor is more subtle. Consider the premise of the demon Karkati, or crooked crab. He undertakes tapas in order to become a needle, suchi, or pin. The needle is cholera. The demon relents and does tapas again and is restored. It's hard to read the story of Queen Chudala and King Sikidwaja without smiling. Chudala attains enlightenment, but Sikidwaja, somewhat sexist, cannot bring himself to believe that his wife can teach him anything about spirituality. He thinks he has to live like an ascetic to attain enlightenment. Ignoring the treasure he has in his wife, he abandons his kingdom to live as a hermit. The queen, understanding that her husband will not listen to her, remains behind to rule the kingdom. Then periodically visits her hermit husband to see how he is faring. She uses her yogic powers to appear in the form of a Brahmin boy. The king had not listened to his wife, but now he believes what the boy has to say. The wife in the form of the boy teaches him that even a hermit can be attached to things. So the hermit king ceremoniously burns his remaining meager possessions, even his hut. The description of his ceremony is almost comic because the king still doesn't get it. By the end of the story, he does. Significantly enough, Yoga Vasishta has happy endings.